I fed him blueberries, so I feel like
It was very
we have
intimate.
a special
I
connection.
enjoyed it. I felt like Caligula. I was lying back here, dropping blueberries.
Is there an ointment for that?
That's right.
Caligula?
All right, Dr. Oz is here. On today's show, Dr. Oz speaks with a top cancer researcher who says it is possible for you to stack the odds against getting cancer.
After decades of research, Dr. Lee says the answer to protecting yourself against cancer is in your hands and within your control.
We have to find a way that is safe, that is affordable, that is widely available, that makes sense for people to make decisions about themselves.
All right, that flies in the face of what most people think. They think it's either a curse, you get it, or you don't. And by the way, welcome back physically here.
I appreciate it.
All right.
I love what you guys do here. And we always, I have the honor of speaking with you remotely, but being here is a whole different experience. So thanks for having me back. Cancer.
Yes.
Big story last couple weeks about how much of cancer is just bad luck. And it's not about pointing fingers. We're not here to blame people about getting cancer. But the reality is, if you can hear my voice right now, this is true for everybody out there, you have cancer. You literally have cancer cells that are in your body. Thankfully, your immune system catches those cancer cells and it kills them before they can prosper. So the real question is not whether cancer is bad luck or not. Of course it's bad luck. It's whether or not your immune system can find them early enough to take them down. And that holds a great hope for us. So on the show today, I've got Bill Lee on. Dr. Lee is a very prominent researcher up at Harvard who spent his career looking at exactly what causes cancer. And there are a couple things we do that really hurt us. They're surprising things. Obviously food and, eat your blueberries.
Smoke, kind of the obvious
Yeah,
things.
there's lifestyle things. But for example, sleeping and not sleeping dramatically impact your chance of getting cancer because melatonin, which is a hormone that our body makes where late at night puts us to sleep, is hugely valuable in beating off cancer cells. I'm showing tomatoes and apples here because these have antioxidants in them and quercetin and other nutrients that allow us to block cancer.
So a lot of people take
those are valuable.
melatonin to sleep. Does that work? Does that work in favor of beating the odds?
In theory, yes, but here's the deal. You got to do it every single day for it to be beneficial. So the real way to build up melatonin is to recognize it's nighttime and then go to sleep. And taking advantage of the tips we know help people sleep. The most underappreciated health problem in America is sleep.
And is that specific to us? Other cultures value sleep more. They do siestas, they do naps, etc.
They realize that if you're tired in the afternoon, don't drink coffee, take a 10-minute nap. It
There you
works.
go.
It gets you there. Plus the melatonin you secrete allows you to live longer. If you look at the places where people live the longest, they find ways of getting the sleep that's restorative. Not just a quick little thing. And it's not macho to not sleep.
Right.
It actually hinders your creativity.
Our culture works a little bit against that.
It does.
Yeah.
But we have an opportunity to change that.
So I don't know if this information about cancer is encouraging. For me, it's a little discouraging. I mentioned to you that I had cancer in my 20s. I had thyroid cancer, and I constantly go round and round and say, was I doing something? Was it the soy I was eating? Was it the environment? And then I finally came to a place where it was, I just said, you know what? It was just kind of bad luck.
The cancers that we often suffer from are bad luck. But remember, most of us will get cancer in our lifetime.
We have it.
We have it.
Yes.
And
That is a scary
I'm
thought.
talking about cancer that gets treated, not just one cell at a time. And we are a nation of survivors. The issue isn't did you get cancer, it's how did you cope with the cancer, did you get past it. So thankfully, you got past your thyroid cancer, a very common cancer in younger women. But
Very
this is
common.
true now of prostate cancer, lung cancer. We're curing cancers we never thought we'd get out of.
Dr. Oz, I always ask this question. Are we overdiagnosing? There seems to be a trend in diagnosis. Thyroid cancer seems
Especially
to be a
thyroid
trend.
cancer.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thyroid is very controversial. Let me take one that's a little more obvious right now, which is prostate cancer. Without question, we do too much prostate surgery for cancer that probably won't hurt you. Most people die with their cancer, not from it.
Well, they say it'll kill you if you live to be 183.
Right.
Yes.
And the other question, of course, is if you're having an abnormal lab test, is it worth getting biopsies? Because once you go down that road, it's hard to turn back.
Because as soon as you know
Exactly.
that C word is in there,
Get it out.
it's
All right,
very
so
hard to
stay
keep
with
an
me.
eye on
Get it out.
Sleep.
Right.
What else?
Sleep's critical. Contact, community, building intimate relationships with each other releases different hormones. Right now, if you want to prevent cancer, call somebody that you care about and have a conversation. And we wouldn't think these sort of soft, touchy-feely endpoints are critical. They are.
Being social will help you prevent cancer.
Having friends, hanging out with friends.
I got tons of friends.
I know. So you're never going to get cancer again. And
But
then
if you have friends and you drink all the time, how does that work?
No, not for breakfast
A
anyway.
little wine. That's a good thing.
Well, wine turns out to be valuable, but only when you drink it in a social capacity. Right? And by the way, most of the benefit is not the wine, it's the alcohol. Any alcohol works if you're with friends and you're celebrating. If you're having it for breakfast, it doesn't count. doesn't help you quite.
Anything else that you recommend to beat the odds?
A big study came out this week looking at activity, and any kind of activity helps, it turns out. Even 10 minutes, even 10 minutes a day of being a little bit more breathy as you do things, walk faster.
So
use
you
the
don't have to
stairs.
be a gym rat. That's what discourages people.
all.
Just move.
Just move. In fact, you know, I know you were talking a lot about the 3 things we can do to live longer.
Yes.
I would definitely make that one of those 3 things.
Okay.
Any activity at all that gets you up and just walking, but again, walk at a pace that's a bit more breathy.
Right.
Secondly, you got to deal with the sleep issues, which we were talking about earlier.
Key.
Major driver. And thirdly, you got to give your heart a reason to keep beating. You need passion. You need purpose.
We're good.
There you go.
We're good.
There
We're
you go.
good.
All right, Dr. Oz is back on our station. We're happy
It's
to
so good to see you.
When you left our family, it hurt a little bit. But
hurt
you're
me
back.
You're back.
I love being back.
And look, congratulations.
Oh, it's Philomena. She had
There's your little peanut.
No, she's learning to read the prompter already. Now that's Philomena, my granddaughter, it's Daphne's daughter, and she had her first birthday last week. So we had her on the show, and she was not shy
first
about.
birthday?
She's 1 year old
Little-
now.
a little bit of a ham?
Gosh.
Oh my goodness! But first, she's the first grandchild, first great grandchild, first great great grandchild.
Spoiled rotten.
Of course.